Well, hello, and welcome to my latest video. I'm in the garage because we're doing a bit of a workshop thing today. I'm wearing the bandana, not because I'm rocking the Johnny Depp wife beater look, it's because I think I look quite cool. And somebody said commented on one of my videos and said I was down with the kids because I was wearing a beanie, wearing my Sarah beanie hat. So what are we doing today? Well, I thought you'd be interested in what a retiree, which is me, well, sort of, thinks about tyres. Yes, tyres, one of the key topics of the day. There are three key topics in the United Kingdom at the moment. One, of course, is Harry and Meghan. The second is the pandemic. And the third is, what does Julian think about bicycle tyres? So you're lucky you've lucked in to the third topic. So let's stop messing about and let's get straight into it. I have a number of bikes and I've used a number of sets of tyres, and I'm using various tyres on my various bikes at the moment. So I thought I'd go through a bit of a good and bad, pros and cons about the various tyres. So let's get straight into it. And we're going to start with this one. And this is the Pirelli Cintiato Velo. And I'm using this on my Fairlight Seacan gravel bike. These tyres are 35mm and I'm using them with tubes, and we'll get on perhaps to talking about why I'm using them with tubes. What do I think of them? Well, the key thing I think about tyres at the moment, due to my experience over the last few years, is do I get punctures? And so far, touch wood, I have not had any punctures in these tyres. They are nice tyres, they are smooth rolling, they are fast rolling, and so far, as I say, they are puncture proof. Now, I'm not really doing gravel riding off-road, so what it's like on gravel, I couldn't say, but you can see there's not the kind of knobbly tread that you get on some of the tyres, and it's a fairly smooth tread, so a good tyre for the road, a good tyre for some off-road sections, probably not a good tyre for the tough gravel. So let's move on swiftly to what I would use. I don't know if you can see me here, I'm just sorting out my tyres. What I would use if I went on the tough gravel. And these are IRC, which is a Japanese company, Boken, B-O-K-E-N. They are 40mm. They are tubeless ready tyres, but I've not been using them tubeless. I did use them tubeless, and then I switched to using them with tubes and with these, I've forgotten what they're called. Tannis armour inserts. And basically, because I had a puncture on them, I was on a bit of gravel, got really annoyed, so I thought I'd try these Tannis inserts. There is a separate video on my channel about these Tannis inserts. Basically, it's a kind of hard rubber insert that goes between the inner tube and the outer tyre, and the intention is it protects against punctures. The reason I switched these out and put the Pirelli Cintiato on is because these are hard, tough. They're still pretty decent rolling tyres, but I was doing a lot of riding on the road with my gravel bike, so I thought I'd keep these from when I was doing some proper off-roading, proper hard gravel, and needed the added protection of the Tannis armour. So, been pleased with this setup. Tannis armour adds a little bit of weight, but not very much, and in the context of a fairly heavy steel Fairlight Seacan gravel bike, it's not really significant. Now, on my Mason Definition, which is an aluminium endurance bike, it's a road bike, it's not a gravel bike, I am using these IRC, again, Formula Pro tyres, and these are set up tubeless. You'll be surprised to hear after my experience with tubeless tyres. These are 28, 700, they're all 700 tyres by the way, and this is 28. Now they have what's called this X-Guard, which is supposed to be a puncture protection. All tyres say they've got some special puncture protection, usually developed from NASA or something, don't they? And the reason that I've put these on the Mason, or rather the reason I've left them on the Mason, is they've been running fine. Haven't had any punctures, they haven't lost any air, they're fast rolling, they're smooth rolling, they're a nice tyre, they seem pretty strong. The X-Guard so far seems to be working, so why change a winning formula? The winning formula that I had previously with other tubeless tyres stopped being a winning formula when I started to get punctures and so forth, and that's why I lost faith in them. But these ones, I haven't lost the faith. I haven't done a great deal of riding on them, if I'm honest. So difficult to say, but anyway, actually that's not true. I've done a fair amount of riding and I haven't had any punctures. So far, so good, the IRC Formula X-Guard tyres. Now I also have a Giant Defy bike, which I was using different tyres on, but I have now put on these Continental Gator skins, 32 mils. And the reason I put these on is because I was having a lot of trouble with punctures, and I thought, what is a strong winter tyre, as if I was going to be riding on the road in the winter as opposed to on my Turbine Zwift. What is a strong winter tyre? Well, the Continental Gator skins are supposed to be very strong. These are 32 mil, not sure if I mentioned that. And have I been pleased with these? Well, the first time I put them on, I went out for a ride, got back and the tyre was flat. So, go figure. Changed the tube, pumped them up. These have been on the Giant. I've not been on the Giant for at least 3 months, possibly 4 months, and they are still hard as they were when I pumped them up originally. So they've not lost any air. They are smooth rolling, apart from that single puncture issue, which there may be other issues for that. But what other issues are there apart from the puncture? So yeah, they're okay, not bad. Next one, moving swiftly on. This is a wheel that I use on my time bike, which is a road bike, a fast road bike. Not that I'm a fast road cyclist, but occasionally I have my moments. And these are Continentals, which ones? Continental 5000s. The latest, well, fairly latest, they've probably been out for about a year now, if not longer. You lose track of time in lockdown, don't you? I don't know if you've noticed that. I completely lost track of time at the start of lockdown. I was 54 and here I am, I'm 64, so who knows where the time goes, as Fairport Convention used to say. Anyway, these are Continental 5000s, and what are they like? Good tyre, nice tyre, set up tubed, obviously, on my team, on my time, sorry. Fast rolling, smooth tyre. Have I had any punctures? I probably have had a puncture or two in these. I took these to, trying to think now, I took these to Mallorca and I think I had one puncture. Took these to Girona a couple of years ago and didn't have any punctures. So there you are, fairly decent tyre. And the next one we're going to look at, now there is a whole separate unboxing video of this, and this is the Schwalbe G1 Speed 30mm tyre. And I waxed lyrical about this tyre. I thought it was a wonderful tyre when I first got it, partly because I was using it on a Canyon cyclocross winter bike, which I always found very sluggish and very kind of hard to get moving. And I put these tyres on it and it actually transformed the ride. And I talk about that in my video about it. So the 30mm G1 Speeds, I set them up tubeless. I was very happy with them. And then I started to get punctures. And I probably got, I don't know, 2, 3 or 4 punctures over a period of time. As I'm sure you know, if you get that number of punctures over a period of time, you get a little bit suspicious about the tyres. So really, I lost faith in these tyres. If I'm honest, I went to church. I spoke to the priest about it, and I said, "Priest, I've lost my faith." And he said, "Keep the faith, my son," because it was my father, and. But I didn't. I tried other religions to see what they had to say about tubeless tyres, and they all said pretty much the same. They said tubeless is shit. So I lost faith. I lost faith. Lost face as well, possibly. Lost faith, and I stopped using them. So I've kept the tyre as a kind of memento. a kind of monument to my religious phase. Whether I'll put them back on the bike, well, I'd only put them back on the bike with tubes. And as I've got other tyres that I'm pretty pleased with, would I ever use them again? Don't know. The jury, as they say, is out. And lastly, and this is on a Fulcrum Racing 3 tyre, and depending how I feel on the time, sometimes I use the Campagnolo bullet wheels, which you saw with the Continental 5000 tyres, and sometimes I use this wheel with these tyres, and these just happen to be the Continental Grand Prix 4000 S Mark II, and these are actually 25mm tyres. Do you remember back in the day when we used 25mm tyres and even 23mm tyres and 21mm tyres? And I'm of an age that I can remember back in the day when you used tyres that were 11mm wide. Can you imagine that? They were about that wide, but the speed you could get on them and the power you could generate. I mean, there was a time, folks, when I could have been a contender. It was a short period of time. It was probably about a day and a half, and in the end, it came to nothing, as so much in my life did. But there we are. A retiree talks tyres. I hope you've got a bit out of this. There are, as I say, separate videos that I've done. There's one about the Tannis Armour, there's one about the Schwabe tyres, there's one about an unboxing of the IRC tyres as well. So there are separate videos giving you more details, but there's a kind of overall rundown of what Julian thinks about the tyres. So you're asking, okay, Julian, well, what's your favourite tyre? And that's a tough question. So I'm going to pretend you haven't asked it. No, I'm not going to pretend that. At the moment, I would say the Pirelli Cintiato 35mm tyres, because that's on the Fairlight Seacon, which is the bike that I ride most of all. And apart from that, not sure I could say, really. I suppose the Continental 5000s that are on the time bike, they're pretty good tyres. But you will know yourself that tyres are a very personal thing. You fall in and out of love with tyres, and if you've found a tyre that you like and you want to stick with, and that's the tyre for you, well, who am I to say anything else? So hope you've enjoyed this brief rundown. Please remember that my videos raise money for a food bank, so anytime you watch a video of mine and sit through the adverts, you're helping people less fortunate than ourselves. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.